This is a prayer for finding God in all things. Gracious and loving God, you who dwell in all things and meet us in every corner of our lives, open our eyes to see your presence in the ordinary and our hearts to welcome your grace in the unexpected. Grant us the freedom that comes through detachment, to let go of what binds us, to hold lightly what distracts us, and to choose always what leads us deeper into your love. Teach us the wisdom of discernment, that we may listen with stillness, choose with courage, and follow you with joyful trust. Strengthen our contemplative action, rooted in prayer, radiant with joy, and ready to serve. May laughter, kindness, and compassion reveal your face in us to those who long to know they belong. Draw near to all who feel on the margins, the rejected, the excluded, the wounded. Help us build bridges of respect, compassion, and sensitivity, that all your children may find a home in your church and know themselves deeply loved by you. Stir in us a spirit of solidarity and tenderness, that we may stand with the poor, welcome the stranger, accompany the brokenhearted, and work for justice with gentle courage. And gather us, O God, into churches of open doors and open hearts, a community shaped by encounter, mutual listening, and shared transformation. Make all of us instruments of your reconciliation, vessels of your mercy, and witnesses to your inclusive love. In all things and in all people, may we find you, and may they find you in us. Amen. I want to take a moment just to recognize Margaret today. On behalf of the board, I've written a few words to share as we mark her movement into retirement. Today, as we honor this year's Contemplative Voices Award recipient, we also wish to mark an important transition in the life of Shalane, as we recognize the retirement of our executive director, Margaret Benefield. Over the past 10 years, Margaret has provided leadership through seasons of growth, change, and unexpected challenges. And we want to acknowledge that extraordinary work. When Margaret began her tenure in 2015, Shalane was at a point where long-term stability and program direction needed renewed attention. One of her first major contributions was strengthening our financial foundation. Under her leadership, the annual fund consistently met or exceeded its goals, and she guided the Wider World Initiative, the largest capital campaign in Shalane's history, raising just over $1 million to support scholarship and program development. This created a level of financial steadiness that allowed Shalane to plan with more confidence. Margaret also helped broaden participation within Shalane through intentional outreach and changes in program design. The number of younger participants and racially diverse participants increased across programs on the board and in the leadership roles. These shifts did not happen quickly or automatically. They came from sustained effort and attention to the way Shalane presents itself and welcomes others. Program development and transition were also significant parts of Margaret's work. She shared her soul of leadership with Shalane, which grew into one of the largest programs. She supported the creation of Heart Longings at a time when the organization was unsure of the next step for personal spiritual development work. That program now stands as one of the most consistently attended offerings. In addition, she guided several long-term programs through leadership succession, as many program directors approached retirement. The pandemic created challenges none of us expected. During that period, Margaret helped the organization adapt quickly to new formats and new ways of reaching people. Participants Participation numbers increased rather than decreased, and several innovations developed during that time have continued to benefit Shalane. Margaret also encouraged a renewed focus on pilgrimage programs. The Assisi pilgrimage was added under her leadership and has remained reliably strong. She supported the development of new pilgrimages, such as the Camino de Santiago and the Teresa of Avila, John of the Cross, Walking the Ramparts experience, both of which have drawn solid interest and contributed to the organization's financial health. Within our community life, Margaret helped the Shalem Society move to a volunteer-led structure. This shift increased members' involvement and lowered the costs of the annual gathering. She also worked to establish stronger regional connections by creating bi-monthly meetings for regional conveners. These accomplishments reflect years of steady, persistent work. They also reflect a leader who approached Shalem's mission with seriousness, care, and a commitment to leaving the organization in a stronger position than when she arrived. Margaret, on behalf of the board, the staff, the program directors, and the community, we thank you for your service and for the ways you helped Shalem navigate a decade of change. We offer our appreciation and our good wishes as you step into what comes next. I want to let everyone know that at our recent board meeting, in addition to a custom icon of St. Francis of Assisi, the board also gave another gift. We participated in an exercise of showing our gratitude by presenting Margaret with 2 glass jars, one containing notes of our thanksgivings for her efforts, and one containing our notes of prayer for her as she moves forward in this new chapter. I'd like to call on all the members of the Shalem community to add to these containers with their own notes of thanksgiving and prayer. I would ask everyone to send them into Shalem's office before the end of the year so that Margaret can add them to the ones that she has already received. Margaret, we wish you Godspeed, we honor you, we bless you, and we send you forth with deep gratitude. Thank you.